All right, welcome everyone. Edition 4, episode 4. This is good stuff. I'm having a ball doing this, loving everyone's responses. I have a very special guest tonight. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a brother to me. He's more so known as my training partner. Everyone, please welcome and Senpai Dane Carroll. How are you, my friend?
Well, Sensei, thank you for your time. Thank you for having me on. Pleasure.
Awesome. I think we caught you, stopping doing your workouts. You're still bloody lifting and always finding time to train, huh?
Yeah. Awesome. There's always time. Everyone's got the same 24 hours in the day. There's no excuses.
Yeah, I look
I've
forward
just,
to it.
yeah, as you know, I've just had a rough patch.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I look forward to the chat and I look forward to you sharing a little bit. I know you and I have had some deep chats over the last 15 years of knowing each other. And I think this episode here is to talk on a whole bunch of levels. One to begin with is on the training partner level, and then how we've been brothers side by side through good and bad times. And I think a lot of people might want or will learn a fair bit from this chat. So I look forward to it. Senpai Dane, you're a Nidan in Kyokushin. You would have started at a young age. Can you share with us a bit as best you can? And again, we're here to have a chat, brother. So as detailed as you like, fun as you like, and let's go from there.
I started as a fat redhead kid with breasts at 10 years old in a church hall in Moorabbin under Mamoru Kaneko, and I was just a fat unco kid in class. Fat, smelly, redheaded kid in class. That was me.
Yeah. And what made you stay though?
At 10 years old.
What made you stay?
Originally, it was purely just to lose. Originally, it was just to lose weight, but to stay, I thought it was great. I'm like, here's all these kids making fun of me. Whack! There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it made you feel good that you were actually doing something, and even if you were a fat unco kid, you could still produce. You could still beat that other guy. You could still outwork him. You could still outstretch him.
Yeah.
It made me feel good, and that's why I stayed.
Yeah. So
as a kid, it was empowering.
Who was your teacher?
Mamoru Kaneko, a Japanese instructor. I believe he was one of Aoyama's students and was sent here to start karate. My father actually had trained with him earlier on. It just happened to be a small world. I think my father got up to yellow belt or something back in the day and trained with him in Sydney or somewhere. And just by chance, looking up in the paper, I'd gone to a few Taekwondo schools and all that, and I was a bit of a shithead kid, and I was looking at these schools and not for me. But then I went to the Kyokushin, and it was shut up, say us, and I'm like, this is where I belong.
How cool is that? And I guess when you grew up, you're from Melbourne, but which parts of Melbourne did you grow up in?
Red Baron's been a gypsy for years, mate. I grew up in the country actually, and then moved to Melbourne when I was 9 or 10, and then suffered probably severe depression as a child, and that's why I got really fat, because you just go from being in the country riding tractors and all this freedom, and then as a child you get moved to the city and everything's all boxed and confined space. So I just turned into one of those fat metalhead Dungeons and Dragons kids until I found martial arts.
Unreal. Hey, that's cool. I appreciate you sharing that. That's straight up, isn't it? And so listen, I guess we've been training partners for 15 years, but when I first saw you, it was in 2000. I had my first tournament in Geelong, and I was a white belt. I was just under Shihan Bill Poly for like 4 months, and went into this tournament. And the talk of the afternoon was a kid with ripped gi, probably I think you were 16, 17 years old, black belt, 65 kg, lightweight beast, and had massive kicks. And everyone was like, "Look at this guy! Oh my god!" But man, you could shake and bake. Do you remember that day?
Also, I actually think that's the day you were talking about in class when I came second and cracked the shits, and you saw me walk off and throw the trophy because I copped a hiding in the final.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. Well, see, you know, after that, after you doing that tournament, then you made your way across to our dojo out in Doncaster, and you know, share with us some of the, I guess, mentorship that you had after you know, before that, and then moving into our neck of the woods.
Well, early on when I was training with you guys, originally it was just for Saturdays. I lived in Frankston, and I'd been a bit of a nomad dojo hopping for years, and it was really find somewhere that had a good mix of the Kyokushin that I loved. And when I met you boys originally, it felt like I was shark bait, because you guys were all guys, and here's this mohawk, you know, cut gi rocking up, already a black belt, gets to stand in front of class, and wants to crack on. But then later on, chatting to you guys, it was more like I wanted to be around because you were the only good example I had.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It made me proud to know that these guys are accountants, podiatrists, whatnot, yeah. And here's me, you know, here's me just a bum, you know, scraping away. If I could hold my own with these men that I looked up to as brothers, and I never told them that, probably until now, made me feel good about myself. Wasn't going in there and bashing. It was, if I can go there and hold up with these guys, and they're proud of me. Whatever shit's going on in my life, I can deal.
Yeah, man.
And then that was the early years. And then after a while, it felt like home. And then I ended up sleeping out the front.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, again, like I said, we're going to share a little bit here, and I hope I don't hit too much of a nerve, but, you know, you are my brother. So I just wanted to share and catch you early on this, because you have one hell of a journey. And, you know, like you just said then, you were at times sleeping out in front of the dojo. But in saying that, you know, you were welcomed by Shihan Bill into the dojo. And with that, we respected you and you respected us, but that had to be earned, didn't it? You know, and you're a huge advocate of that, hey?
Yes. Of course. Respect had to be earned in Billy's dojo, and that's something I needed individually, and also something I wanted. Like I was dabbling around in kickboxing schools and all that, but for someone who's already real in society anyway, I don't go to a gym or the dojo for that. I go for the formality. Believe it or not, this coming from me, I actually enjoy the formality and the respect of it. That's why I'm forever ever grateful. Shihan Billy made me feel welcome, and he knew what I needed individually. You know, and awesome.
Yeah, and I guess on that note, so you know, you came into our dojo. You had some rough times as a late teen or early teens, and then you know to lead into your chapter of straight edge. You know, it's tattooed on your back. Give us a walkthrough of your straight edge commitment.
Well, basically, that just came from the music I was into, because you know I was always going to shows. I really didn't have a lot of friends when I first moved to the city, and instead of the guys that I did hang out with, because I was a nerd, were always nerds, or they were just the guys smoking bongs in the same garage with the same bong going around, listening to Pantera and heavy music. And I just used to pick up beat magazines and go, I'm going to go to the local show down the road. I'll go on my own. I started to meet friends there, and asked about what the X's on the hands meant, and did a bit of research, and then realized these guys are all jacked, tatted up, and it's healthy, and everyone's at a show drug free, but everyone's kicking the shit out of each other. I'm in. That's it. But at the same time, I needed it, because after about 10 years, I had a lot of disdain for it, because it just turned into another trend that wasn't taken seriously. But for me, in my 9 to 5, I'm always around that filth. We should say it's just was just part of my work life, part of my music life, and each to their own. But I want it to be something to be proud of. To say I'm around all this, and I don't need it. I'm strong enough to do it, you know, on my own mentally.
Yeah, man, and you were, you know, while we were training together, preparing for world tournaments, national tournaments, you know, we took that level up a notch, and you know, you and I were in the same weight division from about 2005, 6, 7, 8 for about 5 years or so, And, you know, I was in my mid-20s, and
Awesome.
I had my approach of train hard 8 weeks and then party hard 2 weeks, and to reward myself that way. And you used to come and you used to just chill out and have your lemonade or a water. But yeah, you were always, you know, disciplined in that aspect. And I think a lot of people might not understand that part of you, but we sure did. And it was really cool to see that you'd committed yourself to that. So in leading into that side of it, and again, we could have spoken about your upbringing for about 4 hours, but you've kept it nice and tidy, which is cool, man. But from here, this is where the fun kicks in. Hey, you know, we became real tight. We were training religiously together and sparring and battling to become the Australian champion. There was no doubt about it. We were instilled by Shihan Bill to give it everything we had. And, you know, how did you, you know, you won your first nationals in 2006. I fought Richard Hood in the semi-final, and I was starting to, yeah, there it is. And he was starting to get on top of me. And then that was my first real experience of a national tournament. And you had won your semi, and it could have been me and you fighting off for the Australian title. And we slash planned it, but we were targeting, and Richard, if you're listening, here it is, brother. We targeted your thigh in my round, because then Dane was going to smash it. And hey, long story short, Senpai, you got it done, brother, and that inspired me so much. And I know we've shared a lot, but that was a real big moment for you, for the club, for me, and for Shihan. But for you, man,
Awesome.
you know, for what you went through, and then you joined the family of Buddha Kyokushin. How was that, man? 2006, that's 13 years ago, man.
So for me, the trophy really didn't matter, because I'd won trophies as a junior before I met you boys, but I was always on my own, catching the bus on my own. No one to ever celebrate with. But seeing Billy with the stogie and you boys around, and it was done as a group, that you know, brought a tear to my eye. Just seeing how proud I made my Shihan. That was the ultimate gift, making Billy proud. That was better than anything.
Yeah, it sure was. And again, you know, we went on, you know, from there, we made a pact, and I'm sharing this for a lot of people out there that, again, Dane's far more important in respect of, as my training partner. I pushed him, he pushed me. And I'm sharing this side of it because I want people to hear it. You know, we tell it a lot to others, you know, and what made you better, what made you strong. And you had some absolute mammoth kicks on you, and I was devoted in breaking your rib, and I finally got that chance, and we were in the dojo. And,
you finally did it. You did it.
Yeah. And again, not a proud moment, but a moment of like, okay, I'm getting the champ here, and that just elevated my level as well. And we just kept, and our training partners, Sensei Brett, Lloyd Jewell, Adam DeLuca, Alex Maravellius, we just had a stacked group of guys coming in wanting to smash the shit out of us. Hey,
mean squad. Mean squad. Very stacked squad, and very multi-talented too.
Yeah. You know, and Senpai, you go on, you've won the title, and like you said, you had bigger things, I guess, in mind, huh? And we ended up going to Japan in 2008 and fighting in the World Tournament now. So not only were we lads just you know, helping each other out to get better, we represented Australia at the 2008 Worlds. Share some of that with us, because that was your first time fighting overseas.
Yeah, the first time I went over there, I couldn't, just the whole trip, from where I come from, again, I couldn't believe it. I was getting on an aeroplane, you know, for me. I don't know how it was for you guys, but little things like that for me were a big deal. Staying in a nice hotel, and then I get to crack on. This is a bonus, cracking on. I don't care. going out the front of KFC in front of an arena. Let's go. But sharing it with you boys, and I don't know if you remember, the most emotional part was going to Sosai's grave, and I couldn't leave for a bit. And Billy caught me pissing my pants, crying, just because it was such a big Kyokushin. Like at that age, I was like, I've nearly dedicated all my adult life to this, and it's ended up here. It was very awesome.
Yeah, that was a special moment. We were and we were also there with Hunchy Eddie, and we were there with the crew. And again, that moment really just made time stop, didn't it, for you? You were emotional, meaning in respect of who you were there with and what it meant to you. Hey.
Because by then I felt like these guys are support. I'm here with the family for a change. I'm not on my own. You know, win, lose or draw. This is a team. We're here to learn. We're here to test ourselves. And we've been doing it for all those years. It was like, we're here finally.
Yeah.
Everyone wishes they can work to get here, but no one wants to work to get up to the top of that pyramid or get up to that top plateau and go with other gladiators who've been the other side of the world that have been chewing at the lip like you, and they want a new test.
Yeah, spot on, man. And you know, we came back hungry. Hey, we were ready for more. We were so devoted to what we were doing, and we were going through such a fun time as well. And when, you know, we share with the students and I share openly, you know, we were rocking up to training on Saturdays, shitting ourselves. I was scared of you, and you were, you know, at times scared of some other training partners, and we were on edge every week, but and it just made us sharper and sharper and sharper. So we get on from there.
Yeah, there was times you would rock up to the dojo.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So what I was saying from then on is, you know, you also were in a band.
Yeah, well, you've got a bit of that. That was a bit up to you, because one dream was to see the world, either see the world fighting, because I'm like, I'm never going to have money for holidays or nothing. I'm living in my car. But after seeing how you were with Under Armour and recounting, instead of being one of these bums at the back corner of these shows, I'm going to get up and I'm going to give it a crack and sing. And I went in there, and it was my first ever band. I had no experience whatsoever other than karate, but because I cracked on with that intense work ethic, I ended up playing shows internationally. I was all, you know, sometimes I'd ring you guys, hey, I'm on the way back from Sydney. I'm just, you know, what the hell? What's this guy doing? But yeah, again, that was because thankfully I had you guys as an example. I'm like, well, I don't want to be mediocre. These guys are all successful men.
Yeah.
They're not like me, but I want to try and be successful in what I'm into. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be a sheep in the crowd. If I'm involved in this, you know, Paddy would be the organizer, or Paddy would be my manager or some shit. But I'm going to act this and have the diligence to go somewhere with it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no,
and I did.
Yeah, you did, man, and you were loving it, and you could see the passion, and it was quite a run that you had there as well with Kyokushin, and then being a part of a music band, and then, you know, us sharing that journey with you. But as much as we, you know, trained as hard as we did, we spoke about this not long ago. We rarely saw each other outside of hours. We were just business when it came down to training, and I think
that's it.
And as training partners, in sharing that side of it, and, you know, we're trying to groom, and there's a lot of instructors out there grooming their training partners. It was business. It was just about, winning titles for Shihan, sticking by the kohai of, you know, being at training, rocking up and getting it done.
Yeah, it wasn't about. I think we were the last generation before technology came into play, where we weren't there doing live updates. We weren't there with Instagram updates or us all sweaty in our tops off. It was business, ichigeki. That's it. Work, ichigeki. And like you said, really, we didn't talk to each other other than, you're going to be at training, or are and I knew that I had a training partner. If he said that, I didn't have to check on him during the week. Paddy said I was there, so I better fucking be there, even if it means sleeping in the car. Because Paddy will be there, and I don't want to let him down because Paddy's always there.
Mm. Yeah, man, and we went through some ups and downs, but we always stood by each other because we had to leave that ego outside the door, hey, and that's a big thing in martial arts and in Kyokushin more so. Yeah, there were moments that if I wasn't switched on for 1 second, your Mawashigiri would make sure that I would be switched on, and if you weren't switched on, one of our training partners or myself would make sure that your rib made business as well. But hey, that's the cool bit of training partners, and that was the beauty of what we had.
I think it's hard too to find individuals that come from different walks of life that just have that intensity in them. Motivational speakers that they don't need anyone to tell them to do it. They just do it because it needs to get fucking done. Because someone told them to do it, and then that's it. It's black and white. Let's go.
So we also want to share with people, and you're mad passionate about weight training, man. You've gone from a lightweight dude in 2000 to a middleweight fighter to a super heavyweight, and you and I trained together at 80 to 85 kg, and we competed against each other. And in 2008, we were fortunate again to make the semi-finals, and you fought Daniel Fox, rest in peace, and he was in the semi. And if you had won that and I had won mine, we would be back in the final again. And you missed out. Daniel got you, but again, we not planned it as such, but we worked our way through to that, and then I ended up being successful, and then we had another Australian champion in the stable, but it was much more than that. I think that was probably your last middleweight clash until you went beast mode on your weights. Give us a bit of a share and take on how you transitioned and why you're so passionate on that.
I was always obsessed with it through Sosai because he said strongest karate meant strongest karate. So he'd be bringing guys to dojos that had been doing 1,000 squats or more. The other guys hadn't been doing that. So, and when I decided to take it seriously, I was fortunate enough that my boss was a world-class or Australian powerlifter. And similar to the core group we had at the dojo, when I went to the gym, I had no interest to be hanging around the jacked up stringer, big pretty boys. I wanted to go in the corner where everyone was scared of those animals. I said, I wanted to train with them. I want to train with the biggest, meanest guys in the gym. If I can't keep up with them, so be it. I at least want to try. And yeah, and then the guys I was hanging out with, the average weight was about 150 kilos. So I always say I'm the runt of the litter. I'm the runt out of those boys. And like, that's why I told you to watch that West Side Barbell documentary, because that was literally my bread and butter. When you said Dane left and came back 20 kilos heavier, that's literally what was going on. Like, there's no secret to it. It's hard fucking work. Whether it's in the dojo or the gym, you have the same attitude.
What triggers it for you, brother? What was it that triggers it? I know you're inspired by it, but you deep down, man, it's not just fucking rocking up and doing 45-minute, barbell curls, man. This is some heavy stuff that you transitioned your whole lifestyle towards.
I think when you start playing with those weights, I respected with those guys because it's you get under the bar and you don't care if you die under the bar. You have to have that attitude. I think you have to have that same attitude as a fighter. And I don't mean that in a crazy I don't care sense. I mean in a methodical, this is my job, I know what I have to do, and I know this is a risk and this may be an outcome, but I'm going to go in there and walk in there and do my best anyway.
Yeah.
And the reason I find it enjoyable is, I don't know, man, honestly, therapy with everything that's gone on without getting too deep, lifting heavy weights, killing yourself makes me feel good with everything else that's going on. If I can lift something heavy that somebody else couldn't, menu in the whole show. If you feel good in minutes, well then so be it. That's enough for me.
No, and that's the dude you are. That's how simple it is. You know, you've had some, you know, you get some demons, and again, you know, that have popped up. But you know, it got to a point where you're like, listen, you know, here's my energy, here's my time, and this is where it's going. And from that though, Senpai, you know, your career as such was, you know, there were moments where we were training and you were just gassed. And I'm sharing this part as a training partner for everyone to understand. You know, I had the luxury and fortune of sitting in an office and I was, you know, a sales manager and so forth for Under Armour or for Sporting, traveling the world and traveling interstate. And yeah, I was fatigued at that level. But then here you come, working on scaffolds, working in the CBD, committing your life and energy to try and, you know, make a crust. You know, and you know, no disrespect, but you didn't have that education background that half of us did, and you were just still there having a go. And there were moments where you were sleeping in the car or sleeping in the dojo to just make sure that you were ready to shake and bake with us. But in saying that, you've had quite a journey from then in going into the security business. And I bring this up because that's another beast altogether. And you've, you know, got the background of a full contact martial artist. You're weighing in at 110, and there's a lot of ex-Kyokushin guys probably listening here that have probably done security back in the day. And I'm going to chat to Shihan Jimmy about his King's Cross days. And Mark Hammer-Castanedi was also a security guy. There's a whole bunch of Phil Jacobson, Shihan Judd Reed. You know, there's a lot of boys that have had a dabble. I've had a dabble in it as well. But for you, this became your career. Hey, you know, and share with us, I think, how long you've been doing it for, and just to share with others, you know, what you've been doing outside as well.
I think I've been doing it on and off for 10 years to facilitate, because I didn't have the education, I didn't have the career choices, so to do Kyokushin and facilitate that lifestyle, I needed to work 2 jobs. And then later on, just for injury and training wise and to be easier on my body, I ended up doing it full time, and I ended up being pretty good at it too, because like I said, my boss was a very strict and diligent man, 172 kilo powerlifter. So if you were told to get off your phone and shut the fuck up, you get off your phone and you shut the fuck up and you do a good job. And yeah, I think by the end of it, it wasn't so much my size and how I looked that got the job done. It was how I was able to remain calm in dangerous, violent situations and feel normal, and then bring the whole tempo down. Look, the first 5 years of working, hey, everyone put 2 shirts in the car and you love to crack on. Like, anyone that says they didn't do that, probably a liar, or they shouldn't have been doing the job in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you ended up working at one of the, you know, high-end establishments here in Melbourne, and again, you're back training. You know, you were finishing work at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. at times, and in comes Pat, fresh as a daisy for 9 o'clock sessions, and you know, it started to take a bit of a toll on you in respect of your body, your management, and just your levels of fatigue. But you were still there. But what I'm leading to is, you know, we continue to go through the journey, and then I go for my knee done in 2012 after coming back from a world tournament, and I surpass you. As such, surpass in respect of the Kohai, and my mission now was to uphold Shihan Billy's dojo, to make sure that when he was back from his overseas commitments, he would have the dojo going, and you supported me on that angle, and we moved to Hammer's Gym. But in saying that, you also you know, went through that phase of, well, shit, you know, I'll keep competing, and you did an amazing job there. And then on the back end of that, you were starting to take a bit of a toll with your body as well. And this is where injuries kick in with training partners. And have I still got you there? Yep, there you are. And I guess in sharing your experience with weightlifting, and then also injuries, and then setbacks and things like that, you know, they're bloody tough, aren't they? And I want you to be honest here, because I was a lucky prick, you know. I was so lucky that I didn't have the injuries that you had, or the setbacks that you would have had. And I think I just want you to share, you know, the honesty in how, you know, it started to go from there as well.
It's pretty hard, man.
Yeah. See what I've done? And I apologize.
When you try, when you, it's all right. When you deal with shit the way I deal with shit, you want to be the hardest worker in the room. Like, I know a lot of people put that up in the gyms and share it, but they don't know what that fucking means, man. They don't know what that fucking means to want to be the hardest worker in the room. And that makes you feel good. And when that slowly is getting chipped away at you until it's finally fucking cut off and you feel legless, man, that's a big fucking thing. And even to put on the gig and be seen in the dojo, that was scary. And like, I didn't want to be that guy limping around and saying I used to be this and I used to be that. That's not me. You know what I mean? I still want to, if someone wants a technique, I want to be that guy that does the spinning Shumo Shigeri. That's how it should be done. You know what I mean?
No, I do.
I don't want to be.
I hit a nerve there, brother, and that's how we roll, and that's why this is a chat. And I'm look, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. And with that, Dane, you know, you know, in sharing with people, you know, you've had a hip replacement in the last year and a bit, and again, can you just share the extreme of what you put yourself through, and again, extreme of, like, just so people can learn from this, man, you know, and understand, you know, what you've done.
Well, when I had X-rays on a whole body MRI to have my hip done, when I walked out, the guy asked me, "When did you have the motorbike accident?" When he had a look at my body.
Jesus.
And for years, I was going through the public, and when you explain to them what you do and what makes you happy, to keep it short, they pretty much tell you to change your lifestyle to be mediocre. And that virtually goes against everything that you've just been brought up to make you feel happy. It was a very, very dark and big thing to deal with and to be in chronic pain for a few years too, until finally to find a doctor that was smart enough and works on athletes to go, this should have been done a long time ago. And I'm glad, I'm glad it's finally been done. But yeah, it's been a long, hard road.
Yeah, but you've got through it, man, and I don't say that lightly, of course, but you know, we've been there for you, and we still are there for you, and we gesture it in respect of, you know, again, for everyone to understand, you know, how fucking crucial it is to have good training partners, good brothers and sisters by your side, you know, at the ups and the downs. And, you know, again, Senpai, you know, the reason I was thinking, when do I put Senpai Dane on? You know, when do I have a chat with him? And I was like, you know what? I want to get him now. I want people to hear him. I want people to support people, you know, what you've been through, and you have got so much more, you know, to offer and to share with so many people, just in respect of your journey. And that's the big word here, right? You know, this is a journey. You know, you're in your little dungeon cave here. You know, I text you just before and you're like, yeah, all good. I'm just lifting. I'm doing my thing. And you just keep getting at it and you keep getting after it. And, you know, I love the Navy SEALs. I'm a big buffer on, you know, of how they go about their business. And you and I share a lot of content and a lot of, you know, Instagram posts to each other. Yet, you know, no words exchanged, but we get it. You know, we know what's going on. And to all those out there, all of you out there that have that training partner or have that mate and have that fucking connection with someone that's going through a moment. This is, Dane and I have been through that personally in many ways and in other facets, but, you know, we're always there for each other. And that's why I wanted to bring this up, you know, straight away. But mate, in saying that, you know, we're at a phase now, and you're at a phase where how old are you, brother? I mean, I don't mean that. You tell everyone.
35.
35.
35.
35. Okay, so you're 35. You're 35, and you're at that knee done phase, and I've now, you know, we've got the dojo, and you're a massive part of the fabric there and the furniture. what keeps you passionate, Senpai? What is it that continues to motivate you? And I want you to share the concepts of Kyokushin now, because you do that with me a lot.
When my original trainer, Mamoru Kaneko, left, and he left me as a teenager heartbroken. I was in that dojo from 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock as a kid, from 11 years old to 16. And I heard he was leaving, and the last session, he just pulled me aside and he goes, don't ever quit. And, in a thick jet, never give up on Kyokushin. And I was like, you bastard, leaving me, you asshole, fuck you. But just the simplicity of it. Just the simplicity of it. Never give up. Never stop it. Don't ever stop it. You can have your breaks, but don't ever quit. Keep it. Just the simplicity of it. Never give up. Horse, fuck off. Horse,
Yeah.
but, never give up. Horse.
Yeah.
That's it. That was it, man. That was it. Just that impression on a 16-year-old kid. That was it. That's why I still rock up now as a 35-year-old man, battered. That was it. Just never give up and just say horse.
Senpai, you also, and I'm just sharing, you're a passionate advocate of helping others, and I say that with respect of, your little dungeon there. You got some of our students down in there doing one-on-one sessions, free of charge. There's none of this, special rate scenario. You just love that energy and you thrive off it. What's a bit of a message to the next breed of Kyokushin / all the martial artists out there, just in respect of that never give up. We get that, and a lot of Kyokushin guys get that. But when you're talking to, you've got a lot of mates and a lot of, guys that are outside of Kyokushin, and that's the angle I'm leaning to here. What do you tell them, and how are you guiding them through that? Because you're doing a good job, man.
Honestly, I don't tell them anything. I just put up photos of me in my shed lifting weights, patting my dog, and if you want to come round, bro. The door's same as the dojo. The door's open. I'm not charging. If you want to come round don't like my shit and go, oh, good lift, bro. Ha ha ha. Come round and get on the bench. I like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's it. That's all it is. There's a jar there. If guys put some money on it, we might get some cans of Pepsi Max at the servo. That's about it.
No, that's cool. Again, we can share a fair bit here, but what I just want others to do here is make sure they follow you. I don't know your Instagram off the top of my head, brother, but I don't know if you even do. Do you know your Instagram off the top of your head, and where can people just start chatting to you? Because I know there's going to be a lot of people listening to this. No, you don't even know. Well, you can find Dane, I think it's Dane Kyokushin on Facebook.
I've learned that I'm not I'm not PC at all. I appeal to a non-PC world, so I just shut my mouth and say horse.
Yeah, I know you do, but I mean, there's a lot of people that also, when we go to tournaments and travel, they're all shaking your hand and they respect you, and they have some connection with you. And that's the other means as well. Some have connections with me, but others have connections with you. And there's people that will want to get in contact with you in some capacity. So expect this, man. I've had messages all week just in regards to what we've been doing here. And that's why I thought, let's get you on, man, because you're invaluable in this form, where the good, true energy of a karateka and Buddha way is where you're at. But, again, I've enjoyed the chat. I know we can go deeper into this, but we're going to get you back on later. I want to touch base with people like yourself. I want everyone else to, touch base with you, and they may have questions later on. But Senpai Dane, keep up the good work. You're a brother, and I know you're probably going to finish off this interview and keep cracking on and send me clips as to why I'm not training with you in the gym. But, all the love, all the respect. Thanks for sharing a brief part of your life so far. And I think a lot of people may warm to it, and understanding you a little bit better. But if you've got anything to share, go for it.
Well, not really. I think we've you've covered all the bases. In this day and age, get involved in fads. You're like, I'm going to go hard on yoga. I'm going to go hard on CrossFit. I'm going to go hard on powerlifting now. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go hard on this. I've been doing this something since I was 10, because it's something myself, I made the choice to do this and commit to it. That's it. Until I'm in the box, that's it. It's never over.
You did have something to say. Well done. Thank you, Senpai Dane. I'll see you at the dojo. And for everyone out there, keep training hard. Thanks for chatting with the Senpai Dane.
Awesome. Thank you, Sensei. Pleasure.
Os.